Hi, this is the Mini Mobile Show for July 16th, 2010. Everyone's getting into the iPhone blame game, plus the Droid X anti-mod chip is causing a stir.
And it's iPhone Friday, so we'll take a look at multitasking apps, and our sponsor EastBay.com has a great deal for you later in the show.
Welcome to the Mini Mobile Show. I'm Eric Beeler.
And I'm Eric Johnson. Let's see what's going on in the world of mini mobile news. The iPhone 4 antenna issue will not die, and Apple is in full damage control mode. In addition to releasing iOS 4.0.1, Apple will be holding an iPhone press conference today, and we hope to know what the next move is for the suffering iPhone 4 owners.
Okay, so first on the list, iOS 4.0.1 is officially released.
Yes.
So if you've got iTunes 9.2, which you had to have anyway to get to
iPhone
iOS 4, you will be able to go ahead. It will prompt you and say, hey, you can update your iPhone.
Came out today or came out yesterday? When did
came out yesterday.
Came out yesterday.
Yes.
Came out Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
So it does fix the bars display issue. In fact, the bars are a little bit differently shaped.
Okay.
But it does not fix the antenna problem.
Right, because we've already talked about the fact that I don't care what the algorithm is. You cover the corner and it goes away. So I don't we'll see what happens. But U.S. Senator Schumer did write a letter to the Apple CEO talking about the entire
Yes,
issue.
he was like,
so, I mean,
hey, listen,
getting involved
you should
here.
really fix this problem before it becomes a really big issue and we have to have hearings on it. So the problem's apparently been reported to Steve Jobs internally by carriers and also their antenna specialists before the iPhone 4 shipped. So we're not sure what Apple's going to announce, but you can bet we'll have it as soon as it comes out. Now, Palm's WebOS may have been consumed by HP, but that doesn't mean the code will sit idle. HP is apparently focusing all of its mobile efforts on WebOS by dropping every other OS, including an Android tablet and the previously announced Windows 7 tablet.
Double down here, baby.
That's right, doubling down on WebOS.
So that's going to be hard.
Yeah, we're expecting that the WebOS version of the tablet is probably ready either late in the fourth quarter or maybe January.
Okay, so they're getting in on the tablet game.
Yes, right.
The constant cycle of excitement, then disappointment, over the rumors of an iPhone Verizon or maybe even iPhone Sprint.
Yes.
There's been a lot of rumors. May be waning since Android devices have been doing so well for Verizon specifically. On the technology front, the launch of Droid X on Thursday may be a tipping point for Verizon. The latest issues about iPhone 4 are taking some of the shine off of the device.
Yeah. And even a recent Verizon ad states, Droid X, quote, allows you to hold the phone any way you like and use it just about anywhere to make crystal clear calls.
I'm waiting for the ad campaign when people are like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Nice.
That's messed up, but that's how they're going to do it.
That's right. Now, there's been a report that modding the new Motorola Droid X phone would lead to bricking the phone. It's due to apparently an eFuse chip that locks the bootloader and will brick the phone if the bootloader's modified.
And you know what? It's odd because the Droids are the biggest popular phone with the do-it-yourselfers. I mean, it's harder to jailbreak an iPhone, but rooting a Droid is a very popular thing to do. So
that's right.
Let's hope it doesn't break the phone.
Yeah. Now, some in the Droid community say this isn't such a big deal, and actually the original Droid has this and a couple other phones from like T-Mobile, Sprint. They also have this anti-modding chip in it, but there's still ways around it. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, that's it for the Mini Mobile News. We'll be right back with our iPhone Friday.
Hey, the Mini Mobile Show is a paid affiliate of EastBay.com.
That's right. EastBay.com is the source for shoes, clothing, sports equipment, and fan gear. So get yourself set up for the summer using our code AFCTech2 and you get 20% off your order of $75 or more at EastBay.com.
For those of you who are running an iPhone 4 and would rather forget your antenna troubles and bask in the glow of your new features, we thought we'd give you a rundown of some of the apps that really take advantage of Apple's multitasking on iPhone 3GS and iPhone 4.
Right. I mean, multitasking is one of the biggest new features, and that's why we wanted to talk about it. I mean, kind of put the antenna issues aside. But a couple apps that use it, TomTom.
Yeah, TomTom for iPhone, it's going to give you turn-by-turn directions now. The iPhone's always been great as a GPS device, and people love it because it can get real-time updates.
Right,
but
until you
then
get a text.
switch, you get a text, or you switch to another app to like change your music, and all of a sudden your turn-by-turn directions were gone.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to allow you to get turn-by-turn directions even when you're switched to another
even
app.
if you flipped over to the phone or whatever else. Apps like Twitter will go ahead and continue to collect updates in the background so they can notify you when things change.
Now,
it's also been updated for the Retina display.
If you're a big Twitter user, this is a big deal because sometimes you'll miss updates as you switch back and forth between apps. This will give you the constant stream coming in, so you always have the latest of what's going on.
Now keep in mind this is a little bit different than, say, app off the top of my head, Sportacular, used to have push notifications.
Right.
But that was very different than it running in the background.
That's right.
So that's what we have now with Twitter. So.
Now, Dropbox will allow you to download and upload files, but the latest update allows you to get those cloud-based storage files going in the background, which is a big deal, especially if you're going to upload a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, then you can let it upload or download, and it doesn't just kick off.
Yeah, and then you can go off and do something else because
right.
we're all a little ADD with that.
That's right. And you know what you can do while you're uploading? You can use something like Spotify. You can do background streaming of music. Use your headset, remote, or lock screen buttons to actually control the playback. So it actually takes over like the iTunes.
This is one of the big complaints from the previous version of iPhone was that when you're doing a music stream like Pandora or something, Spofty, Pandora is another one that's multitasking enabled.
Right, and you had to, and at least before, you had to go into Pandora to control it.
That's right.
This one actually uses the
you just double click and go to your controls. And another music-based app that you may not have heard about is NPR Music. It features live performances in the NPR studios, videos from in-studio festivals, plus all those local shows that are all over the country. You can get those, and of course, that's music in the background.
All the music apps better have music in the background by now. And also Evernote, we talked a little bit about that last week, but they're now multitasking enabled, so you can download note headers, sync new notes, even after you've exited the app. And this isn't an exhaustive list of apps by any stretch of the imagination. And the other thing to keep in mind, with the multitasking being enabled on an iPhone, it's not just I can stream in the background, I can upload in the background, I can, even with games, you exit the game, most of them will save your position so you can come right back to where you were.
That's right.
So most of the apps that are multitasking enabled don't have to continue actually doing anything when they're in the background, but they do save where you were within that application structure.
So instead of screwing up your own phone calls, get and download some apps that are multitasking enabled and see what you can do.
That's right.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in and continuing to support the Mini Mobile Show.
That's right, and we'd appreciate it if you continue to support our sponsors, and today that sponsor is eastbay.com. Remember to visit them for all your needs in athletic apparel, clothing, sports, equipment, fan gear, whatever you need, and you can use our code AFCTech2 and get 20% off your order of $75 or more at eastbay.com. And visit us on a couple different websites.
That's right. Go to theminimobileshow.mevio.com, or you can look up The Mini Mobile Show on YouTube, as well as find us on Twitter at Mini Mobile Show.
All right, that's it for this week, so we'll see you guys on Monday.
See ya.